Have you ever wondered why some of Disney's most iconic villains seem a little queer? Scar, Jafar, Hades, Captain Hook, Ursula, the list goes on and on. They're all elegant, witty, theatrical, dramatic. That is not a coincidence. For decades, one of the children's biggest studio in the world taught us something without saying one word. If a character was too feminine, too flamboyant, too theatrical, too dramatic, or simply too different, they were probably the villain. This is known as queer coding. Queer coding is basically when a character is given traits that audiences traditionally associate with queer people without ever saying out loud they're queer. Queer coded has existed way before Disney. Because of censorship and social perception, filmmakers couldn't openly portray LGBTQ+ characters. So they often hinted at queerness through mannerisms, fashion, a character's voice, personalities, and the issue is that those traits were usually given to a villain. And because Disney became one of the most influential storytellers in the world, especially for children, those coded villains became a part of millions of childhoods. The problem was never that these characters were secretly queer. Most of them weren't. The issue is that Hollywood, Disney included, repeatedly used traits audiences associated with queer to signal manipulation, deception, vanity, moral corruption, and overall villain. And when generations of children, parents, people constantly see the elegant, flamboyant man, the gender non-conforming character, the one who's seemingly different from the hero, as the one that's trying to destroy the kingdom or poison the princess, those associations become subconscious. No one has to say queer people are bad. The storytelling does the work for them. The script is telling you queer is the villain. Ursula is the biggest and most fascinating example of them all. Disney animators openly based Ursula on Divine. Divine was an iconic American actor, singer, and drag queen, famous for their campy, outrageous style and long collaboration with filmmaker John Waters. She starred in cult films like Pink Flamingos and mainstream films like Hairspray, leaving a massive legacy on queer culture. Today, Divine is considered one of the greatest queer icons in pop culture. Not because she's a villain, but because of the confidence, wit, style, and personality she brought to the screen. But the greatest twist of it all, today those same villains that were queer-coded have become some of Disney's most beloved characters by everyone around the world, not only inside the LGBTQ+ community. And it's not because they're evil or the villain, it's because they're unforgettable, unapologetically dramatic, powerful, themselves, and refuse to fit into society's expectations. What was once intended to make these characters seem different has become exactly what people love about them. What other examples do you have of queer coding in Hollywood?